the difference to me between Michigan and Ohio State's very young, only 6 returning starters. You look, Michigan is loaded with like 4th and 5th year guys everywhere.
So all the Brady Hoke's guys you think is going to be the one difference maker? That would be.
I think they're good all over the place. They're good in the trenches. They have a bunch of really good receivers. You know, with Harbaugh, they're going to be physical and run the football, and they've run it. They ran it really well in September. In October, they're averaging like 50 yards on the ground more than they did in September. I think they're just a really well-coached team. And by the way, I said this in the break, Jordan Lewis, who's as good a cornerback as there is in the country, his best friend is Iowa's best player. Their youth league coach is going to come watch that game. Jordan Lewis will not let his team lose that game.
Jordan Lewis will be the guy.
He will be the.
Well, he's been spectacular. Him and Peppers. Is Peppers a legitimate Heisman candidate?
He is. He is. I mean, they need, and I think Harbaugh will do this. They need to get him the ball more on offense.
Well, I think they've been pumping the brakes on that to save it. For games where you got to bring it out, with the exception of Rutgers, because Peppers is from New Jersey, and Harbaugh wanted to show everybody in the Garden State, why don't you come to Michigan and play there?
He needs a big highlight in the game against Ohio State. If he runs a kickback or they have him do something
like
big play,
a Woodson type.
That's exactly the kind of thing which people go, he's probably the best player in the country. And Harbaugh's done his part to point out, because defensive players usually don't get the stats. Yeah, he has 10 tackles for losses. That's good. But defensive players, and Ndamukong Suh didn't win it, and he had put up ridiculous numbers for Nebraska. Jim Harbaugh comparing him to Jim Thorpe. That's the kind of thing that helps a Heisman candidate when you need it if you're a defensive guy.
Sure. Bruce Feldman of Fox Sports joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, because you're freaking me out a little bit here. Are you really saying going into the weekend before Halloween that you think Michigan has a true shot at the national title? Are you saying
I think
that
they have a
right
puncher's
now?
chance, because right now, to me, Alabama's been the most impressive team. Michigan hasn't, Wisconsin's pretty good. They haven't really played anybody yet of substance. They got beat by Ohio State by 30 last year? I mean, thumped.
Yes.
But a lot of those players who contributed to that are now in the NFL for Ohio State. This is not an easy place to go play on the road. I don't think it's a given, but I picked Michigan to come out of the Big Ten before the season, and nothing I've seen so far. If anything, I've been more impressed by Wilton Spate. Those coaches that he's got have done a very good job with the offense. I mean, I felt like it was a kind of a sure thing that the receivers were good. The tight end's terrific. The receivers are big and athletic. But Spade has played really well, and I like the makeup he has. And Don Brown, the defensive coordinator, was a fantastic hire, and he has proven to be every bit as good as he was when he had a lot less talent and was doing impressive things at BC.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.